when you give ubiquitous connectivity to 1.4 billion people, then you are providing ubiquitous opportunity. 1 GB of data used to cost 287 bucks 10 years ago. Today it costs 9.06 rupees. Provision of satellite communication is part of our new Telecom Act that was passed in Parliament last year. India is one of those few countries in the world where you have 4 serious telcos in the mobile market. For the first time, India has broken into that law. And we are today the 5th country, only the 5th country in the world to have our own indigenous 4G stack.
Jyotiraditya Scindia, Union Minister, Communication and Development of Northeast doesn't require any introduction. He's known as one of the most dynamic policymakers, lawmaker and politicians of our country, extremely articulate, and he has made his mark by being always in a position that has brought about change. When he was in civil aviation, now when he's in telecom, we are seeing a remarkable change, getting connected probably very soon to the satellites directly. So, and of course, BSNL is also seeing some green shoots, and it may just get a little more viable by disposing of the land they have. So let's open, and in politics also, that's what we have seen throughout. So welcome, Mr. Scindia, and I will begin with asking you what is on everybody's mind, that where exactly are we getting connected to the satellites for our phone links?
First of all, let me thank you all for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be interacting with all of you, some of you who I've known for decades, if I may say so, and some of you who I have known in my multiple avatars as a public servant and a sports aficionado. Let me say this, that for us, communication is not only a means of connecting people, but today communication has become even if I use the word indispensable, that's not doing justice to it, become a vital part of the development and progress trajectory of every single human being across the globe. What we provide is the, if you will, the carriageway or the expressway, based upon which rich content and rich information applies to every single human, 7 billion of us across the world. And the beauty of this carriageway and expressway is that it's no longer an NDR. For those of you who understand transportation, that's a main district road, or an NH, a national highway, or a quadrilateral, or a Bharatmala, or a INEC, which is the proposed highway from Southeast Asia all the way through the Gulf through to Europe. But it's really a expressway that connects every single Indian into the global network. Everything is accessible to you on your fingertips. And when I say that I mean, by saying that I mean opportunity. And today we have a wealth of talent that is not only sitting in our Tier 1 and Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, but a wealth of talent that resides in our rural towns and rural villages. And when you give ubiquitous connectivity to 1.4 billion people, then you are providing ubiquitous opportunity, economic opportunity, growth opportunity, innovation, paradigm shifts, disruptive, new innovation capabilities across that campus. And that's what our communication network provides today. to give you a little bit of a flavor of where we are compared to where we were a decade ago, we've gone from 900 million odd mobile consumers to about 1.2 billion. We've gone from about 250 million internet users to 974 million internet users. We've gone from 60 million only on broadband, which is greater than 2G, to close to about 942 million on broadband. So that's the kind of exponential jump in connectivity that you have seen under the present government, headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And at the same time, you've seen a exponential drop in costs from those days where those of us who been attuned to the mobile world, where it used to cost 16 bucks a minute on mobiles and a handset that used to cost close to ₹1,00,000. Today, you've come to a point of view 10 years ago where it was 50 paise a minute, and today it's 0.03 paise. So it's become a decimal fault. 1 GB of data used to cost 287 bucks 10 years ago. Today it costs 9.06 rupees, 11 cents, which is the cheapest data available today in the world. If you look at the world average, you're looking at $2.59. Where are we? We're at 5%, 11 cents. That's the huge opportunity that India provides to the world, to be able to set up your data centers here, to be able to process much more information and data at India because of this cheap data connectivity. Now, when we come to the issue of satellite, please do understand that satellite is one amongst a bouquet of provisions to provide that connectivity. So you have mobile, you have OFC fiber, broadband, you have satellite. My job as telecom minister is to be able to provide the array of options to the consumer. So I'm not only minister in charge of ISPs or TSPs or satellite providers. Most importantly, I'm minister for my consumers in my country. That's where my first responsibility lies. And therefore, for me to be able to provide that opportunity to every consumer to make his or her choice. And my job is to provide that bouquet, and the customer will make a choice. So yes, there are areas across the globe where you cannot reach through RAN, which is your name for your towers, your mobile towers and your BTSs. There are places in the world where you cannot lay coaxial fiber. And that's where satellite connectivity provides that expressway for every consumer. Secondly, when you have unfortunate natural disasters which impair the capability of towers or OFC to provide that connectivity, that's when satellite comes in. So it is complementary in the suite that is provided. And then every customer and every consumer will decide based upon their decision, based on the price points, which service he or she will take. So, as I mentioned, we've already, the provision of satellite communication as part of our new Telecom Act that was passed in Parliament last year in November. The spectrum of that will be assigned administratively. Couple of licenses have already been given up. As we speak, there are many more that have applied. And as long as they fulfill the conditions precedent in terms of the regulations that have been put forward by Government of India, India's doors are open for every single investor to come in and provide those services. As far as the spectrum assignment is concerned, TRAI is today in the process of determining what that assignment price would be. When TRAI makes that decision, then that spectrum will be assigned on that basis.
From Deepak Pandale, business editor, New Indian Express. So, on the question of whether Elon Musk is coming or not, and throw some light on it.
As I told you, I'm not.
And how
Because he's already decided as a two below.
So so I'm not here to answer the specific question on a certain proposal or not. I'm administrator. It's my responsibility to define the policy and based on that policy roadmap, if it's X, Y, or Z, India's doors are open for everyone. You fulfill those requirements, and we're ready to welcome you, whether it be X, Y, or Z. So for me, it's not important whether Mr. Chawla has applied or you applied or X or Y or Z has applied. As long as you check the boxes, more than happy to have you. More the merrier. India is one of those few countries in the world where you have 4 serious telcos in the mobile market. I've just come back from the World Mobile Congress in Barcelona, and let me be very candid with you. There are very few countries in the world where you have 4 players in the mobile space today. And so therefore India's market is a very robust market. Can certainly support more than a couple of players. And India is open for everyone.
There's still some uncertainty around like existence of Vodafone. I mean, of course, after government infusion in capital infusion in BSNL, we know that BSNL is there, and there are 2 incumbent players already, Jio and Airtel. But there is some uncertainty around Vodafone. What is government going to do with the stake that it has in Vodafone?
So we are an equity holder at Vodafone. What would you do with equity that you hold in a certain company in your portfolio?
You try. Sit. You will let it.
It's not up to you. That's for the managing stuff. You are part of the added. Yeah, but as an equity holder, you are exactly that. You and we hold 23.15% of equity, and we are an equity holder. It's the management of the company that has to determine the direction and the fate of the company. And VI has done a tremendous job. They raised 25,000 crores in terms of equity. Had the largest FPO follow on private offering, close to about 18k crores. They're rolling out their 5G network. So we certainly wish them all the best.
So, Rakesh, I take care of Telecom sector, the publication. So, for the first time in decade, BSNL has come, is in profit. So, my question will be very simple. Like, how are you going to maintain this momentum?
So, Rakesh, let me first correct you. You're partially correct and partially wrong. It's the first time in 17 years, or 10, or a decade. First time in 17 years that BSNL had made a quarterly profit. The last was in 2007. So 18 to be exact, 18 years. October to December quarter, we made a profit to 262 crores. I read a lot of articles, papers about financial jadari, depreciation norms, and this and that. The fact of the matter is that we've had top line growth. Revenue for the quarter has gone up 9%. There has been a squeezing of costs. From the cost side, we reduced costs by about 15%. If you look at our 3 lines of income, which is lease lines, FTTH, and cellular income, all have grown between 14 to 18%. Our EBITDA, if you compare Q3 of 24-25 with Q3 of 23-24, our EBITDA has grown almost 3x from 545 crores to about 1,430 crores for the quarter. If you look at our 9-month EBITDA, 23-24 versus 24-25, 12-month EBITDA for 23-24 was 2,100 crore. 9-month EBITDA for 24-25 is 2,400 crore. So if you compare 12-month to 9-month, we're already up by 10%. And finally, our loss has come down by almost about 2,000 crore. 5 years ago, we were at 7,500 crores in terms of loss. Last year, we were at about 5,200 crores. Hopefully, this year we'll close shy of somewhere between 2.5 to.
So one more question, like when we have BSNL 5G and 4G, sir, commercial 4G in has
So commercial 4G has started. We have close to about 1.84 crore 4G customers today. Our total customer profile is about 9.1 crore. And I forgot to mention that we've increased our customer base from June 24 till date, up from 8.65 crores to 9.1 crores. So you've gone up 55 lakhs, which is almost about 6.5-7% growth in customer base for a company that has been continuously high. And 4G customers have gone up from 84 lakhs to about 1.8 crores. So almost 2.5 times this period. So we already have a very sizable 4G customer base. My target is to execute the 100,000 tower 4G tower Indigenous 4G stack. First time, and I want to mention that to you, this is a record not on the domestic front, but on the national front. Historically speaking, when you graduate from 2G, 3G to 4G, there have been only 4 countries in the world and 5 telecom operators, 5 equipment manufacturing operators that have been able to produce telecom equipment for 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. For the first time, India has broken into that law. And we are today the 5th country, only the 5th country in the world, have our own indigenous 4G stack. And this is only because of the Prime Minister's resolve that we will be Atmanirbhar on telecom. So we don't want to be only a services nation, but we want to be a product nation as well. And for the first time, this will be made possible with a joint working group between BSNL, CDOT, which is a government-owned equipment manufacturer, Tejas, which has been acquired by Tata Group, with a domestic SI, system integrator, which is TCS. So it's a fully indigenous solution that has been put together. And we're rolling out $100,000. We have rolled out till date about 78, 79, 70 hours. And I hope to have the whole 4G $100,000 rolled out Friday, end of June or so. And then as soon as we finish rolling out 4G and it's running smoothly, we'll start immediately switching the 4G RANs to 5G. So for that, you need to add another BTS and you need to add some media software onto it, and you can switch that to 5G as well.
Sir, I am Suchitra Mohanty. I covered Papua Court. I cover Supreme Court. Sir, could you please throw some light on Wi-Fi connectivity? Because we are without Wi-Fi, the network connectivity is absurd this year. Because I stay in an apartment and everybody is having Wi-Fi. Without Wi-Fi, there is no connectivity up to the Airtel, Vodafone, or Jio. Would you throw some light on that? What do you mean you are over? So, without taking Wi-Fi, our connectivity is absolutely in apartment side.
So maybe he's talking about the telcos network. Telcos network he's talking.
You have networks like that Wi-Fi, you have a net.
They call it network is very bad. So the internet attack.
Here itself is good, there is no net.
Yes. 5G came, it was supposed, and it was said that all of the issues would be resolved, but nothing about it.
No. So there are areas of dark patch, and as you know, mobile networks run on a honeycomb pattern, right? And between towers, when you have the honeycomb pattern, there are patches that are left without signal sometimes. The important thing is to be able to cover those patches. And there are places across the country where connectivity is an issue. And that's why we've got the 100% saturation scheme under DDI, which we BharatNet. So today I'm rolling out close to about 27,000 towers under DDI for all of those areas that do not have 4G, 3G connectivity. And as of date, I've constructed close to about 15,000 towers. So we've done about 60% of the job. 12,000 towers remain, and those remain because of two reasons. One is because there are some TSP issues, where there are issues with regard to being able to have OFC, the backbone, as well as being able to put up the RAN tower. Maybe we'll have to use microwave or satellite, those areas. And other areas where there are issues in terms of access to land or revenue patta issues or state government related issues. So I've made a full dashboard of that across all 36 states, covering these 12,000 balance towers. And what are the issues with your state across 6 or 7 parameters? What are the issues with regard to his state? And I've personally written to each chief minister with regard to his or her towers in his or her state. And with each tower, to what the issue is with regard to that state government. And I want to report to you that I'm getting great traction with that system. And I've just taken a review before I've come, and we've resolved, last week we resolved 99 of those issues. This week we resolved 66 of these issues. Total issues with regarding those towers were 2415, if I recall correctly. We're today at remaining issues of 1670 across all. So that's the data.
Government plans to connect all panchayats, 2.5 lakh panchayats.
So under our ABP, Amended Bharat Net program, ABN, we have a very ambitious program, and I think it's important that it gets up to public domain as well. It's the largest public outlay program in the world to provide broadband connectivity. It's $16.1 billion, 1,39,000 crores, where we're going to connect the balance 51,000 GPs, Gram Panchayats, which are left over from BharatNet 1 and 2. And we're going to provide on-demand connectivity to 380,000 villages. So there are 16 packages that have been tendered out. Of the 16 packages, we have already appointed 6. 5 are WIP as I speak, and the balance are being looked at. But this is the largest domestic national rollout of broadband in the world. And we want to connect every single Gram Panchayat, every single school, every single hospital across the country, and provide at least 25 Mbps of broadband.
Let's ask you one question about your other ministry, which is Northeast, and with the fact that Manipur.
Problem is me, I yap a lot.
Manipur.
See, I want to say this, that the government is not only seized as a matter, but the government is working this very assiduously. Please do remember that Manipur has been, unfortunately, a situation which has gone on for decades. We are very committed and upon this hour to bring Manipur back onto track. As far as development and progress is concerned, we are still very much on track. Many of donors' schemes are being implemented in Manipur. I look at that on my dashboard on a weekly basis. We are very committed to making sure that environment of peace and stability under the leadership of the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister. Well, that.